think we're live, right? So,
All right, horror fans, once again, welcome. We are finally gotten rid of that crappy ass year of 2020, and now we're here in 2021. And once again, we're back for 2020. We're back once again here with the Horror Hangouts stream. I'll get my words right. I am once again the host, the Horror Miser, Monty G, and we want to first introduce our newest member of the Horror Hangout crew, my good friend Marty from the Trash Picture Show. Say hi, Marty.
Thanks a million for having us, guys. It's awesome.
It's good to have you here. And of course, returning as always from the Horror Corner, Sean Patrick Urshan.
Yay!
what's up, guys? Happy New Year.
And of course, our good friends Jen and Christian from Jen's Reviews from the Grave.
Hey, everybody.
We're here.
Yeah,
Now,
like
of course,
Brady Bunch.
now, of course, we hope everyone had a safe and merry new year, and we're going to get things started off quickly with 2021 because we all want to forget what 2020 was. So it's a crappy ass year, mainly due to
Absolutely.
COVID, and we couldn't get to the theaters. We did have some good horror pictures, but let's forget about that. Let's talk about good horror pictures right now. The first subject is we're going to talk about slashers based on New Year's, and obviously the first picture we're going to talk about is Terror Train, and I actually had to watch a couple of those pictures last night because we were going to talk about this. So of course, since Marty, since you're the newest member of the crew, you get to go first. What are your thoughts on Terror Train?
I liked it. I like. It's one of I find with a bunch of holiday movies, sometimes they either go they say they're setting a particular holiday and they don't acknowledge it, or they go too much in. This finds the nice middle ground, and I really like the kind of slasher, the whole whodunit kind of 10 Little Indians kind of plot line to it, and I think that was interesting. There was a bit of Giallo in there, I felt, and there was also a bit of Alfred Hitchcock. Kind of early Alfred Hitchcock,
A little bit.
but
Yeah.
at its heart, it is a kind of a by the number slasher movie, but it has an interesting premise, and the fact you don't know who did it is one of the kind of higher aspects of it. Whereas, like, I think with a lot of more mainstream slashers, you know it's Jason, you know it's Michael, you kind of you know who the killer is. Where this is. It's kind of a nice whodunit kind of movie, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it's pretty cool, and I genuinely like the premise. That was kind of my feeling on the movie.
Nice.
All right, Jen, you're up next. What are your thoughts on Terror Train?
Terror Train, I have a lot of respect for the movie, but I do have an issue. I find it a little slow. Like, there is a chunk of the movie, we were watching it last night with the Slash Brothers, and I enjoy it. I respect it. I do see a little bit of Giallo. I do see a little bit of Hitchcock, and I do like that we don't know who the killer is, but I think we could have chopped off like 20, 15 minutes maybe, and it would have been a tighter film. I was a little bored. Like, it had been a while since I'd seen it. I was a little bored. I got to be honest with you guys. I was a little bored. Don't hate me. Jamie Lee Curtis was very, very young, and she was really good. You could tell she was starting to come into her own, and there's a lot of good things about it. And it's also just shot really nice. I like the aesthetics, and I like that we know that conductor is, in fact, a conductor with his hat.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, but it's not a particular favorite one. If we're talking Jamie Lee Curtis or just a New Year's horror in general, it's not a favorite, but I do respect it. Sorry.
All right, Christian.
I'm a massive fan of Terror Train. I think it's a very underappreciated film. I will agree with you though. I think this film would be like one of the best horror slashers of the 80s if you did trim a couple minutes off of it. It does drag at certain points of the film, but if you cut certain parts of it out, I think it could go down as one of the best slasher films of the 80s. The setting is very unique with the train, and the train itself is just kind of its own character. There's all kinds of weird little things going on all around it if you look into the background. The setup is really good. I like most of our characters are pretty one-note generic assholes who you enjoy seeing die. Jamie Lee Curtis is serviceable enough. Our killer, I really like the gimmick of them swapping between the costumes constantly. I like that gimmick a lot. I do, when we actually reveal who the killer is, I do have some thing. I don't think it's handled particularly great, but because it's one of those movies, you're pretty sure who the killer is. You're just wondering how they explain how it is them. It's one of those kind of movies. But overall, I really love the hell out of the movie.
Mm. All right, Sean.
Yeah, I totally agree with Christian on that. I think it is one of the better early 80s slashers outside of the big franchises. One of the better one-shot slashers to me. And like you said, I love the setting on the train. I think it's really beautifully shot at times, especially when you see the train going by and the fog and the mist everywhere and the smoke coming out of the top. It's really like eerie, gloomy, really nicely shot. And I just think it's such a cool setting for a slasher movie. And we hadn't really seen that before. We saw like stuff like Horror Express and stuff, but not like a slasher like this. Mm-hmm. And it brought the cool New Year's vibe. Although it seemed almost like more a Halloween because those people dressed in full costumes. Like, but I like how each time he killed somebody, he put on the outfit and a really creepy mask with the Groucho thing. I love that.
Yeah, because that's one of the aspects I liked about the film was that the killer always changed costumes, so we never really get to see him at the same costume all the time. So I like that aspect of it. I thought the train setting was a different take because we never seen that setting before, especially because this actually came out at the same time before slasher pictures actually started to become real popular. Because that didn't happen until after '81. Next thing you know, we got a whole slew of slasher films. So I like the New Year's Eve setting. I like the changing of the costume setting, the train setting. It was interesting. Jamie Lee Curtis, you could see her starting to come out on her own in this particular film. Yeah. A film like that. I like how they tried to trick you into thinking who the killer is, because we all assume we all assume who it is, but I like how they try to fool you all into thinking, because I'm pretty sure the writer said, well, we can't have this because it would be too easy. So they try to trick the audience, but we eventually know who the killer is, but I like how they try to trick the audience. So yeah, it's a film that, it's not great, but it's a good slasher film, and it needs to get some respect for one of the early slasher films that came out in 1980.
I thought the setup was like funny though. It's like, who would go to that kind of length to play a prank, to use an actual dead body and put it in the bed?
It is really
pretty messed up.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at some of these fraternities and sororities and some of the tricks they try to do, especially during Hell Week.
I guess because they were medical students.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
They were also, besides Jamie Lee Curtis, kind of jerks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I didn't really mind them getting fucking picked off one by one. That was one thing. But then again, it's a slasher. Like, it's the same when you're watching other movies. It's like, oh, here's a bunch of archetypes. Let's see who dies first.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
What did you guys think of the whole David Copperfield thing?
I think he enhances the movie immensely. He has
some
of my favorite,
I like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
I almost forgot he was in this film, because I think at the time he was at the height of his popularity at the time this was shot. So it was good that they were able to get him.
Yeah, some of my favorite scenes in the whole movie are just watching David Copperfield perform. It's really enjoyable.
But why did he give her a fake rose?
Oh God, are you still on this?
I said it would have been more romantic if he'd used a real rose.
All right, now we get on to the next one, which is Bloody New Year. Oh boy, Jen.
Oh, Bloody New Year. This is one I have a lot of nostalgia for because I remember going to the movie rental place and like the cover was so cool. It had such a cool cover, you know, with the skeleton on the New Year's thing. I loved it. And when I saw it as a kid, it confused me because it just the movie's on drugs. The movie is on drugs. But I love the hooligans. And I also love my favorite scene in that is the maid where she's bringing the towel to the, you know, she's dripping wet and they're in the hotel and the maid appears and then she disappears. I love that shot. I didn't understand it as a kid, but then I watched it over and then I'm like, okay, some of this just isn't meant to be understood. But I love the hooligans in this movie, you know, that are chasing her and all that. I really think it's fun. It's on drugs though.
Yes. Yes.
But it's good. I have a soft spot for this because I did watch it a lot as a kid, and like I said, it was one of those things. The cover just intrigued me as a kid, but the movie itself is a very tongue-in-cheek. I don't think it was being meant to be taken too seriously.
Probably not.
So, but I like it. I actually really like it. Ghost. The whole movie is Ghost.
Yeah.
All right, Christian.
Bloody New Year to me, like you said, it is drugs. The movie, it is very. It always felt like kind of an attempt to do a more American or more Western version of Hausu, the Japanese film. It kind of always reminded me of that. It has that same very weird, just just nonsensical, weird horror feel to it, with all the ghosts just doing weird shit, just fucking weird, and the story. The explanation at the end of the movie for why the hotel is like the way it is, I still don't entirely understand how the hell that works.
Also, is this considered a New Year's movie? Because it happens in July.
Yeah, it happens in July.
They mention Christmas an awful lot. Like,
yeah, somebody does get killed by a Christmas tree too.
As a kid, that always confused me.
But yeah, no, I really like Bloody New Year. It's very fun. It's very weird and probably not for a lot of people, but if you can get into it, it's fun.
You know, this movie also is kind of like The Shining in a weird way. A druggy, trippy Shining because the hotel kind of, and they're ghosts.
I can kind of see that.
with really cheesy acting.
Yeah.
It was porno level acting, man. I just they're gonna start fucking what in a second. It's just what the hell.
Well, I think the director did do porn for a lot of his career, so that would make sense.
Christian, he done porn and he probably done a lot of fucking coke as well, judging by how this.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
it was
probably a bit.
It's charming for all of that, though.
It is very charming movie.
What about you, Sean? What do you think about Bloody New Year?
I thought it was fun and, like you said, like on drugs. I like the initial premise, though, of the whole time warp thing, and then the beginning, the dance from the 50s, and then they all disappear. I thought it was a cool premise, and then you see the ghosts show up. It's very low budget, but they do what they can, like showing the ghost in the mirror, these like little cheap tricks, But it's very low budget and
oh god, yes,
super cheesy acting, but it's kind of fun. I do like the premise, and it was pretty creative.
I like the fact that it was supposed to be set in New York, but everyone has English accents.
Yeah, everyone's super British.
Yeah,
everyone sounds British, and they only actually have one person that actually spoke like an American. It's okay. It to me, it is what it is. They were trying to do something a little different. Trying to do something different. And because I actually saw this, it's been a while since I saw it. I had to see it again last night, but I remember I went to the video store and I saw that. And I thought, just like with Jen, the cover looked interesting, and that's how you fool people with a decent cover.
Covers lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, covers lie. So I'm busy looking at this film. I'm like, what the hell's this? This is not on the cover. What do I see here? But it's okay. They tried. What you gonna do
Yeah.
when you have a low budget? Obviously you have very amateur acting. You can tell just by how they speak. Some of the scenes don't make sense whatsoever. I do like the concept though, because
Yeah.
you're thinking this is your typical slasher film, but when we realize it's nothing but ghost.
That's the best part of it, I think, is the concept of it more than the execution.
Yeah, the guy. You can see the guy's ambition in vision, but it was obvious his ability wasn't nearly as good to pull it off. It was like, as you were saying, Jen, he was like, oh yeah, there's vibes of The Shining and stuff like that, and maybe he read Stephen King, and he's like, okay, I got this really good idea in his head. But the coke was fucking bubbling it up too much, so he was like, okay, we're gonna have ghost slasher. And it's like, Jesus, pick a genre, dude, and stick to that, please. It's a fun movie, but I think I probably needed alcohol to enjoy it more than I did. I just
That probably helps.
Or Coke.
yeah.
I believe that helps. Yeah,
It had a bit of an exploitation feel to it at times with the those punks, the thugs, so like, and they're battling and fist fighting. It was so kind of cheesy.
It was like,
It just gave me that
was it?
exploitation vibe.
What was it about 80s movies? And like they had you have these movies with punks, and you're like, lads, you belong in a Mad Max movie. What the fuck are you doing in this? It's weird. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, and you do gotta love those hooligans.
They're great.
I know, they were epic.
You also gotta love like the 5-minute chase scene at the beginning that just stops
Yeah.
abruptly. Suddenly we're
I
on
know.
a boat.
And they get stranded,
Oh god.
like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah. But ghosts.
Hmm.
There you go, Blumhouse. Make a Gilligan's Island horror movie now. Make that the big
Oh,
sequel.
don't
They already
give
did
Jason,
They already did Fantasy
don't
Island.
give
right?
Jason Blunt any ideas. If he hasn't thought about it already, look, I already did Fantasy Island, so I might as well do Gilligan's Islands. What the hell?
A horror
In
version.
one thing, they all eat each other. They're all cannibals.
I want to see the skipper kill some fuckers.
Yeah, I think one of the actresses, because I think Kellington, one of the actresses, she passed away this week.
Yeah.
Dawn Wells, yeah.
Yeah, Dawn.
Mary Ann.
Marianne, yeah, she passed away this week.
What's up,
All right,
Zachary?
Hi, Zach.
Yeah, Zachary's in the chat. What's his Joanberg Films?
Yo.
Hi.
That's a new one.
Yeah, that's a new one. And Arthur
Arthur
Burner,
Burner.
he's also in the
Hi,
chat.
Arthur.
Just want to say hi to y'all guys. All right, Sean, you said that Jamie Lee Curtis won the Greatest Screen Cream Award.
Yeah. At the MTV Music Awards.
Ah, okay. Let's see. We got another new guy. Max has just joined us here in the chat too.
What's up?
Yo.
What's up, Max? So Jamie Lee Curtis won the Greatest Screen Cream Award at the MTV Awards. Just nothing new. It's not surprising about that one. Drum Smash has also just joined us here in the chat.
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh,
Yo, drum.
So one of the things that obviously we would like to discuss is favorite Jamie Lee Curtis moment in the film. Okay, Sean, since you are the Halloween fan here.
Well, that's probably not a surprise what movie it's going to be from.
Mhm.
The original Halloween, when my favorite moment would be when the closet scene, when she's hiding in the closet and Michael comes in, smashes the door in, and the way she just fights him off is like awesome. I just love it. It's such an intense scene. It's very, very scary, and I love her performance in it. and she just comes out like a boss, jabbing that knife up into him, and then she just stares, looking at his body in the ground. Badass.
I see Drum Smash. He agrees with you. He says that's correct.
Thank you.
All right, Marty, your favorite Jamie Lee moment in a horror movie?
Probably a controversial moment, and I do not recognize Resurrection. So my favorite moment is when Laurie decapitates Michael at the end of Halloween H2O. I just think it's a really fucking badass moment. It's a moment of closure, absolute closure. Just I love that scene. It's again probably not the best of the Halloween franchise, but I think everyone raves about Jamie Lee's return in the new Halloween, but I think she's unfairly overlooked when it comes to H2O, because I think she kicked ass in H2O. That's my own opinion.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a great choice.
Yeah, great choice. All right, Jen.
Okay, for me, I think I agree with this, but I also want to say that I think the 2018 the performance, the one that just nailed it for me, is the restaurant scene where she is where she is struggling, and she's trying to be with her family, but she has so much pain in her, and that scene just struck a chord with me, and I love that scene. Probably the most iconic of the horror moments would definitely be the original Halloween, where she goes, "That was the boogeyman." As a matter of fact, that was, to me, when you think of horror queens, that scene is just so iconic. But for me, it would definitely be the 2018, the restaurant scene, just where she is crying. And just as a person who struggles with mental things, I really connected with that. And I thought she nailed it so hard. And it showed the human side of her. And I really like that. She can be badass, yes, but I like the more vulnerable and fragile side of her. And I just thought
she kicked ass in that scene. And again, as I said, I like the H2O scene, but I do acknowledge that her return was fantastic, because you genuinely felt this person has PTSD, that there's no other way. She like, even your man's joking like, oh, 3 of her friends were killed, but like loads of people are killed every single day. It's more human. It brings a more human element to the character.
I totally agree with that. It just really hit me, and that's a scene that just stays with me. Granted, probably most people would go to the boogeyman scene or the scene Sean mentioned, but for me, that's where it hit home for me. Also, I think Mother's Boys is a severely overlooked one of her horror things. Mother's Boys, where she, just goes crazy.
Yeah.
I have not seen Mother's Boys. Jason's in the chat, by the way.
Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Hello.
Good evening.
You should check it out, Monty. It's nothing spectacular, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
All right, Christian.
Well, I was going to say the ending of Halloween H2O before somebody else did, so...
Stole your thunder.
Stole the thunder, Marty.
So I'm just going to change it to the climax of Halloween 2018. I think her final fight with Michael, which the only problem with is she should have died at the end of it, was excellent. I think the whole scene with her holding the door back and him getting it through and blowing his fingers off, all that works really damn well. I really, really enjoyed all that in 2018. Really, really like that.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I agree too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Marty. You stole my thunder too. I mean, you cannot get an iconic scene in H2O than her decapitating Michael. It was to me, it was a fitting end to her character, especially when he decided to come back. She fakes her death. He comes back. She stands toe to toe with Michael, and then she goes ahead and cut it off. Of course, they had to ruin it with Resurrection, which totally kills that whole moment right there. But still, to me, that's such an iconic scene for such an iconic character as far as horror movies is concerned. It's almost just like with Amy Steele in Friday the 13th Part 2. That's such a great iconic moment for her character. But that's of all the characters Jamie Lee Curtis has done, for me, that's the most iconic one.
I get that.
It's a shame they had to ruin it with Resurrection, though.
Everyone says that.
Not only was Resurrection such a terrible movie, it had to undo all the good from the prior fucking flick. You're like, what the hell? Why would you do that?
It's a travesty.
Mhm.
It's not that.
That's
bad.
right, John Smash.
What?
It's not that bad.
Jason says,
Oh, it's bad.
Listen, it's not that bad. Trick or treat, motherfucker.
I love every scene with Buster Rhymes. I acknowledge that is a terrible movie, but Buster Rhymes is the reason that movie is watchable.
You still hope they're
I want Buster
Michael
Rhymes.
Myers is a killer shock.
Yeah, everyone shits on Buster Rhymes, even though he's the only thing that makes that movie watchable.
He's actually the only thing that actually is actually good about that movie.
That scene where he's just talking shit to Michael Myers. Michael
It's
Myers
so
is like,
good.
I know, yeah, because he
It's
thinks
so
it's
dumb,
he
but I
thinks
love
it's like, he thinks it's one of the guys. It's actually Michael. He's talking shit to him. That's right. You know, it's amazing me because Katie Sackhoff, she's actually in that movie.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah.
It's a nice way for her to begin her career.
Not so much.
All right, favorite horror role for Jamie Lee Curtis. This time we go with you, Marty.
Again, like, here's the thing. I absolutely adore as Laurie Strode, but I kind of being a big Alien and Aliens fan, I thought she was pretty badass in Virus, even though she despises that movie.
Ooh,
I thought she was badass in Virus, but I don't know. She was channeling her Sigourney Weaver. Like, it's a weird thing because Jamie Lee and Sigourney kind of came up as these badass kind of horror sci-fi icons at the same time. So, like, is she really channeling Sigourney Weaver, or is it her own kind of take? But I just like the character. I thought she kicked ass. But on a flip of a dime, if you were told a gun to my head, I'm just gonna have to go with Laurie Strode. Every incarnation she's turned up in, she kicked ass as Laurie Strode. So I'm going to go with Laurie. I'm not going to be original at all.
that was kind of a forgotten gem, wasn't it? The Virus.
Virus, yeah.
Oh, I love that movie, and I collected the comic book before it came out. So it has a lot of problems, but if you're a sci-fi fan, if you like the likes of Aliens, check it out.
I like the concept of Virus, even though it's kind of not a well-made movie. It's kind of well-made, but it's just so cliched. I think that's the problem. I did like the concept, but I like the attempt that they tried to do with Virus. You know, it's just a cliched horror movie.
Oh yeah. Like, but if you look at other slashers as well, you could say the same about like a bunch of other slashers are just copying the rest. But you are right.
Yeah.
It's nothing. There's nothing new under the sun brought with the movie. But I like the practical effects, and I think it was a cool attempt at doing a sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Sean.
No question about it. Halloween, Laurie Strode, the original.
Yeah.
All day, all night.
All day, all night.
I liked her in like some of the later installments, but to me, it's her performances in the original trumps all, because she was more of a just a kind of a regular girl next door in the original. It wasn't like she had been through this craziness already, She just got hit with it out of nowhere, and dealt with it accordingly.
All right, Jen, you're up next.
Well, I'll have to. I think Laurie Strode is definitely. I mean, that is what we're, especially horror fans. That's what we're gonna know Jamie Lee Curtis from. I love all I love all of her parts. Like in all of the Halloween, she'll bring something to everyone. I personally thought she was brilliant in 2018. That's the one that struck the core with me. But if we're gonna not go with just Laurie Strode, then I would say Mother's Boys, because that one, I love that performance because she goes batshit crazy, and that's not a side of her we've ever seen. And she's evil, and she's fucking. I mean, there's some heavy duty subjects in that movie, and she's twisting her boys' minds, and I love that, and I feel like she was having fun with the role. So if we're not gonna go with Laurie Strode, is my original answer, but if we can't pick Laurie Strode, I definitely go with Mother's Boys, just because I like the evil she brings in that role. She there's kind of almost an incesty kind of thing in the movie, not quite, but it gets pretty damn close, and it's pretty fucked up.
But you can pick Laurie Strode. That's okay.
Oh yeah, I do like that. But I mean, if we've all said Laurie Strode, and there's a reason for that. That is my final answer, and probably 2018 is my favorite incarnation of her character. But if we can't pick that one, I'd go with Mother's Boys, because I really think she's really good at evil, and like that you don't think of her when you think of the Laurie Strode character. So
I gotta check out this movie now, because I always like to see an actress like Jamie Lee Curtis, who we only know her in these type of roles, like to see her play against type and see how she does with that type of a character.
It's good.
All right, Christian.
I was going to say The Virus, and then I was going to say Mother's Boys, so I'm going to go with The Fog now. I like it. She's fun in The Fog. It's kind of interesting seeing. You would think, especially since that's what Carpenter did after, you would think she would be like the lead in the film, but she's more of a side piece to the film. She's kind of part of the whole ensemble cast, and I like it. She fits in the movie really well without overshadowing any of the other excellent performances in The Fog. Her character is fun and unique, and it's kind of a different role from what she did with Laurie Strode. Still the elements of Laurie in there, but different.
But you
it was
Laurie
different.
Strode is your favorite?
Yeah, Laurie, she's good. She was really good in 2018. My problem with a lot of her like horror roles is after Halloween she kind of got typecast to just be Laurie Strode. So that's kind of always been my issue with a lot of her horror roles, like Prom Night, even Terror Train. She's just basically playing Laurie Strode by another name.
I don't
The Fog, she wasn't quite.
Yeah, The Fog, which is my favorite Jamie Lee Curtis role, because she doesn't channel her Laurie Strode character. She's a completely different character altogether in The Fog. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I like that, even though she's not the focal character in the film. That's Adrienne Barbeau. She's the more focused character of the film, but the fact that she doesn't portray that. She's a totally different character.
Doesn't she shag Tom Atkins like 10 minutes after he picks her up?
That's
not very Laurie Strode.
That's a little different.
It's a little different, yeah. So that's why I like that role as far as when it comes to horror films, because she sort of plays the same thing. I mean, put it this way, even in Prom Night, she's kind of not like Laurie Strode in Prom Night. She's a totally different character there. But she eventually does become kind of like Laurie Strode toward the end of the picture. But I like her character in The Fog because she's just a person hitchhiking, and then she sees with Tom Atkins.
That's basically
and they didn't even know each other's names.
Nope.
Hey, Monty, it's Tom Atkins.
I forgot
I'd
that.
drag Tom Atkins if I met him. Seriously.
Yeah.
Everybody would have Tom Atkins. Come on.
It's Tom Atkins.
It's Tom Atkins.
It's Tom Atkins.
Yeah.
Would you do that, Jen?
Probably.
Just the mustache alone.
Like
Actually, did he have a mustache in there?
You know where I'd be,
Jen, would you have to say like it's Miller time when you'd meet or something like that? That is an icebreaker, like her. I got good news and bad news for you.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
So Jason, there you go.
Tom Atkins.
Yeah, there you go, Jason. You got the Fog love in there.
You're welcome.
No, this is going to be pretty interesting here. Favorite non-horror role for Jamie Lee Curtis. All right, now Sean can't pick Halloween this time.
It might be a little bit cliche, and it's a recent one, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was so well acted. the whole cast was amazing in the movie, but she really showed her grit against all these other awesome actors. That's why I picked Knives Out,
Oh,
Mhm.
that's
Still haven't seen it.
2019.
heard
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah,
It's really
haven't
good. It's a
seen
good
it.
It's a good classic mystery. I really enjoy it, and like it's the cast is what makes it. The acting is fantastic all around. You got Toni Collette, you got Daniel Craig, you got Chris Evans. So many great actors, but she just holds her own. She does a great job.
See, my good boy Troy Low Carb Mops, he said True Lies would be his choice.
Good choice.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one,
choice.
Troy. All right, Marty, favorite non-horror movie for Jamie Lee Curtis?
This might sound really weird, but have any of you guys seen a comedy called You Again?
Yes.
It's
So-
been a while
I
since I've seen
haven't
it.
seen that.
It's been a while.
Christian Bell and Oded Freeman, I think that's her name, are they're getting married and they have a big rivalry, and they don't get along, and to make matters worse, their mothers used to fight with each other in school. So you have Sigourney Weaver trying to have a bitch off with Jamie Lee Curtis, and it's just so fucking epic. It's brilliant. It's silly, but I like seeing that Jamie Lee Curtis can do funny. Like again, if someone said I could pick that, then A Fish Called Wanda, because she's brilliant in that. Then, but You Again is a really funny movie.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. It's been a while since I've seen it.
It's probably a guilty pleasure movie for me. It's not gonna set the world on fire, but I just like the banter and the bitchiness between her and Sigourney Weaver throughout the movie.
Cool.
All right, Jen, favorite non-horror movie?
It's already been mentioned. I really like A Fish Called Wanda, and I also like Trading Places. I like her comedic stuff. I think she has a really great comedic timing. A Fish Called Wanda, I just have a lot of memories because my mother, who's not big on comedies, I remember her watching that and just laughing hysterically at some scenes. And there's a reason why. It's an ensemble cast, but she brings so much, and there's a lot of big people, especially at the time, that are in that movie, and I just think it's an amazing role. But I also love Trading Places. Prostitute. I thought she was really good in it. And I thought she held her own with Eddie Murphy. I really did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like her comedic roles. I do. And you?
All right, Christian.
I'm gonna go with True Lies. It's kind of best of both worlds with Jamie Lee Curtis. You get a little bit of serious performance towards the beginning of the film, and a lot more comedic and action, kind of badass stuff towards the end of the film. She works really well. She plays her and Arnold Schwarzenegger have ungodly good chemistry together. They play off each other so well in a lot of scenes.
Yeah.
Everything. She's great in the film. Everything works well for her. The sexy dance scenes all very fun. Very
pole
fun.
dance.
The pole dance is very fun to watch, especially just thinking that's Laurie Strode pole dancing. Neat. No,
that's the only part I remember.
That's what everyone says. Even though True Lies is like really damn good. Yeah, no,
it's a cute movie.
It's a very good movie. Yeah, I really like it. It's mainly my favorite because of her chemistry with Schwarzenegger. Though they play off each other really damn well.
I know, yeah. Yeah, but they were all bad.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, my people who know me that obviously Trading Places, one of my favorite all-time comedies of all time, and she was great on it, and I simply love the film. True Lies would be next. And Jason said, has anyone seen Love Letters?
No,
I have. It's a drama.
I've never heard of this movie.
It's real
I haven't
sweet.
seen it.
Yeah, sorry, Jason, I have not seen Love Letters.
I like
haven't
it.
seen it.
Full Moon said that Jamie Lee Curtis has a tiny cameo in the Veronica Mars movie, and she did it for free because she loved the series so much.
That's cool.
No, that's good. That's a good one right there. Yeah. When they brought you in here, you was crying like a pussy. Yeah.
Yeah. That is classic.
It's going to change our life, Jason.
Okay.
Okay.
That's an interesting quote.
You know, she did have a lot of good comic roles. Like one that I'll mention that probably nobody ever would is Christmas with the Cranks. I thought she was funny in
Oh
that. Like she
God.
had good comic
Oh,
timing.
Oh no.
No.
I know.
That's the one with Jim
I thought
Allen.
that was funny when she's fighting with the lady at the supermarket and she goes to grab the ham in the middle of the street.
You know, John Grisham wrote the book, right?
What?
There was he wrote the book.
Did he really?
Yes. Christmas with the Cranks is based off a John Grisham novel.
Yeah.
See?
You're
You're welcome.
I actually saw Blue
Freaky
Steel.
Friday, that was fun.
That was
okay.
I
I
like
like
Freaky
Blue
Friday.
Steel.
That was good.
Blue Steel's really good, yeah.
That's
Blue
a great
Steel's very
dramatic
good.
role.
Yeah.
Blue Steel, oh yeah, that was good.
That was good. Yeah.
Wait, is Love Letters a softcore porn?
Depending on your perspective.
That's what Jason's making it sound like.
I know.
I
Yeah.
thought of it more as a romantic drama, but you know me.
Okay. So that's why it would change our lives.
Oh man. Okay. Now that we know that she won, who would be your runner-up for greatest screen queen of all time? All right, Jen, you get to pick this one first.
Great
Okay,
curious.
I'd say Toni Collette is a good choice, but probably Daniel Harris. I know we have to keep going to the Halloween, but I think Daniel Harris. But I think Toni Collette gives a pretty good. I liked a lot of her stuff. She's really popped up in a lot of horror movies, and I thought, damn, whether you like the movie or not, her performances were pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd give it to.
Nice.
But Danielle Harris, I think she's just as good as Jamie Lee. I don't think she gets quite as much love as she should. She should just be as much as loved as Jamie Lee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So those are my two answers. I picked more than one. I cheated. I'm bad.
Quite all
All
right.
right, your turn, Christian.
So here's where you all might kick me off this stream forever.
I'm fine with that.
I honestly, Jamie Lee Curtis wouldn't even make my top 5 scream queens.
Get out.
Ooh, kick him out. Get him,
Get
Jen.
out.
Get him, Jen. Get him, Jen.
I knew there'd be somebody that.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Yeah, she's.
Oh,
not
he's
my
that
big
guy.
I'm that asshole.
Boo.
There's a lot of ones I really like. Heather Langenkamp is up there for me.
That's a good choice.
But I kind of
Nice.
am with you. I think at least out of nowadays, probably the best chance would be Danielle Harris because she pops up in.
Oh, don't take my answer, you Jamie Lee
Oh, yeah.
Curtis hating whore.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
out.
Well,
I'm voting you off the island myself, and I'm your mother.
I mean, I'm mainly saying Danielle Harris for like Hatchet and stuff more so than Halloween. But yeah, no, I would say she probably has the if we were being realistic of who would replace Jamie Lee Curtis, probably her with how much she pops up and everything. But personally, I would probably say Heather Langenkamp's my favorite. Or Linnea Quigley, but I don't know if she counts as a scream queen considering how many times she's died in a movie
Or been the killer.
or been the killer. So, but also Linnea Quigley is excellent. Also Ingrid Pitt,
Nice.
which Jason mentioned.
I know. All right, Marty.
Catherine Isabel, without a doubt.
Ooh,
good choice.
Ooh.
Because there's something. It's like someone transported the soul of a Hammer horror kind of starlet and put it into the body of a modern kind of a modern
that,
21st century woman. I don't know why. It's just I'm getting vibes of like Catherine Beswick from Dr. Jekyll's Sister Hyde. I'm getting I'm just getting really kind of sinister, dark, kind of sensual chicks. Like it's a toss up. She could fuck you or kill you, or like it's just I get American Mary is a fantastic performance from her, and I don't think she gets enough recognition.
I'm with you. I love American Mary.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. Right. All right, Sean.
I'm going to say Dee Wallace.
Oh, that's a good choice.
I love her and absolutely love her in Howling and Hills Have Eyes and Cujo. Awesome. And I even liked her in the Halloween remake. Even I'm not a huge fan of that movie, but I liked seeing her and it was cool.
I love Dee Wallace because she played everyone's mammy back in the 80s. If you wanted a
Yeah.
moment back in the 80s, get Dee Wallace.
Get Dee Wallace to pay the money.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one picked her, but Samara Weaving? Come on
She's
now,
good.
ready or not? Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
come on, yeah. Yeah, I think she is almost in every pictures that she's done in horror movies, whether it's I think it was The Babysitter, what is Mayhem, and Ready or Not, and I think she really has done a good job in the horror genre, and her, of course, obviously Toni Collette. Yeah, Toni Collette's up there, Danielle Harris, but definitely Samara Weaving is, I believe, is the best one out of anyone, and I would say in the modern when it comes to modern horror right now, it's definitely Samara Weaving.
Nice.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Zachary said Adrian Barbeau.
She's great. I love Adrian
She's
Barbeau.
Good choice too, actually.
Yeah,
I like Shawnee Smith as well, but I think she's a bit too goofy to kind of make a substantial kind of scream queen. I'll never get over Becker. I'll never get over kind of ditzy Roland Becker.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Sigourney.
I don't classify. I'm kind of I'm in a weird mindset. I kind of compartmentalize the alien movies into sci-fi over horror.
Yeah, that's why I didn't. Yeah, that's
because
why.
I mean, when you actually take a look at it, I mean, other than Alien, Sigourney Weaver really hasn't done much horror-related franchises other than
Copycat.
Alien.
Copycat would be kind of close for a horror.
Kind of a thriller, though.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she did a good job in Copycat. I thought that was good.
Vera Farmiga, yeah, that's pretty good.
Everyone's running off. Let's see. We got Vera Farmiga, Amy Steele, Linda Hamilton.
I don't know, Linda Hamilton.
A great one.
The best one.
Well, like again, are you going into the realm of looking at the original Terminator as a slasher?
Yeah.
It's a tech
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but some people. I mean, I know some people consider it to be a slasher. I never did. It really doesn't have slasher element. It has some elements in it, but to me, it's more of a sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
More of a sci-fi.
What about the classic King Kong Lives?
I done a review of that movie. Christ Almighty!
John, why do you do this to us?
I thought you might like that.
Oh, sure.
Con and foreplay. No fucking way, man. No.
Oh man, it was bad enough with the first remake of King Kong, and then they had to come up with that crap ass movie.
I know, right? I went to see it. I was like, "What the hell?" He's got a wife ape. He's got
It's like
a family.
I could understand Son of Kong when that came out. When that came out, I said I had no problem with that. But it's like, what the fuck is this? King Kong Lives? What the hell? Are they that desperate for money?
Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes.
I think Dino De Laurentiis had a contract that guaranteed he could do multiple King Kong movies when he done the Jeff Bridges one, and it was an absolute shit show. I mean, if Linda Hamilton was any more fucking hammy, you could make a sandwich. I mean, it was an absolute Jesus.
Oh, I mean, oh man, even Mighty Joe Young was better than King Kong Lips.
Yes.
I'm talking about the original Mighty.
That wasn't that bad, actually.
Yeah,
not that goddamn remake that they tried to do with Mighty. Yeah. Did you see Mighty Joe, the original Mighty Joe Young, Marty?
Yes, I loved it. I was happy he actually lived.
He lived. Have you guys ever seen Mighty Joe Young, Jen and Christian?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love Mighty Joe Young.
He loves it.
Okay.
I also love Son of Kong too. I love that.
Oh yeah,
that one's good too.
That was good.
Okay,
so who would you think would be the next Jamie Lee Curtis in the future as far as the next final girl? All right, Marty.
Jesus Christ. Charisma wise, oh man, that's a hard one. I'm desperate with actors, with current actresses' names, but have any of you guys seen the movie Hush?
Mhm.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it. Yeah.
Her, that character. What's that actress's name? You
Oh
don't know
God.
their name.
I don't know. I could find out in a minute.
But I got the impression that like that was that there was kind of more Laurie Strode tendencies, but there was also just a more kind of I'm not criticizing the original performance, but I just felt her character was more fleshed out than Laurie. But I could see that actress kind of dominating the role in a slasher or screen queen genre.
Yeah, her name is Kate Sagal.
Yeah, she kicked ass. I thought she kicked ass.
She's good in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kate Sagal, guys, in the guys in the chat trying to figure out her name. Yeah, I thought she did a fantastic part in that role for her to be that handicapped in that particular role, and because I've been seeing that a lot lately, where most slasher films are now using people with disabilities, where you can't see, you can't talk, or you can't hear. Obviously, we had the silent part with A Quiet Place. My boy Ivan's film Blind, where the woman was blind. You're seeing a lot of this type taking place, this subgenre of horror where the people have disabilities. I mean, they actually tried the deaf part in The Silence with that girl that plays Sabrina in the
Yeah.
Netflix.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ren did do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sean. Who do you think could actually replace Jamie Lee Curtis as the next Scream Queen?
I think if she got a few more like big roles in maybe bigger productions, I think Barbara Crampton. She made a nice comeback there with You're Next and Beyond the Gates, and I think she's still young enough to pull off a few more big ones if she got the right role. And
Sean, was she
Yeah.
in We're Still Here as well? The one with the house, the couple
We're
that
Still
buy
Here.
the
Yes,
house.
she's in that. Yeah.
Yeah, she kicked out.
yeah,
Yeah, she's great in that.
yeah,
That's my favorite performance
Yeah.
of hers.
got a pretty nice resume, I think.
Mhm. Good choice.
Yeah, Full Moon says he doesn't think there'll be a true Scream Queen in the future for fear of typecasting and much desire to be a star, not work and a not working actress.
You don't think there'll always be a place?
It depends upon the actress, and what does she want in her career. Because I'm pretty sure Jamie Lee Curtis didn't think she would be typecast after Halloween would come out, but she actually found out after starring in several slasher pictures that she started getting cast on roles, and then we found out her range was more different. Especially with A Fish Called Wanda and Training Places, and in other films that she starred in. All right,
I
Jen,
get
who do you think could be the next Scream Queen?
I don't know. You're either a Scream Queen or you're not to me. Like the role will identify you. Like Laurie Strode, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There are certain, there are just you are or you're not. I haven't seen an actress and I think, oh, she would be a great Scream Queen, or she just has this one role. It's kind of the role makes you. The actress brings it, of course, but I don't really. I haven't seen an actress that I just thought, whoa, this is as good as a Laurie Strode or some of or Christy or Heather Langenkamp. I haven't seen anyone, so I don't have anything. I'm sorry, guys. I don't like to not answer, but that's my honest answer. Is I have to see the movie. I liked the girl in Terrifier, actually, the dark-haired girl. She gets killed in it, spoiler, but I thought she was really good. I can't remember the actress's name, but I thought I wouldn't mind seeing her in a few more things.
Yeah.
So, sorry. I feel so unprepared.
All right, Christian.
I'll give you two. For one that I would love to see happen, but has no chance in hell because she will never leave the indie circuit. Pollyanna McIntosh.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But for one that I could actually see happening, Samara Weaving, like you said, Monty, and a couple other people in chat. Samara Weaving does have that element about her that she definitely could be the next, like in like 20 years, she could totally be a Laurie Strode or not a Laurie Strode, but a Jamie Lee Curtis type of actress who's just super beloved and reminisced on.
You bastard! I didn't think of Pollyanna McIntosh. Damn it!
It'll never happen. She will never be that recognized, but
yeah, no,
she should be just for her role in The Woman.
Yeah.
Because she's in most of all the movies I've seen her star in. I mean, even in The Walking Dead, I like her character in The Walking Dead, and I think she does a pretty good job. But she won't leave the indie circuit. She loves being in independent films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is great for her, you know. She fits them well.
Nothing wrong with that.
Zachary hates it, even though she thinks he's overrated, but Anna Taylor-Joy.
I can see that, yeah.
I see that. You see that, but I think she's more broadening her range because I don't know if anyone's seen The Queen's Gambit. I think that's on Netflix right now.
Yeah, she kicks ass in that. She's like a Russian chess prodigy.
Yeah.
I still need to watch that.
Sounds good.
That sounds good. I think if anyone might have a chance, I think it might be Lulu Wilson, because she starred. You know, we first see her in Annabelle Creation, and then she was in Origin of Evil, and then she was Becky. So I think if anyone might have a chance, it's Lulu Wilson. Depends upon what else she does throughout her career. I mean, she's young enough to broaden her horizons. And also, we had Samantha Waring. Samantha Waring, obviously, is also right now next in line. Though I did not like The Babysitter, the sequel to The Babysitter. I did not like that at all.
She is good in it, though. She does give a good performance in it. It's fun.
I haven't seen that one. I saw the first one. I enjoyed that.
I haven't seen it either, Sean.
Yeah, you've been warned.
It's fine. It's not too bad.
Did you ever see The Babysitter, Marty?
I did. I saw the first one, and I enjoyed it. Then I kept on mixing it up with You Better Watch Out. I don't know what it was. Both those movies were like, wait, is this a sequel to this? And then the second one came out. I enjoyed the first one. I thought the second one was a bit, take it or leave it.
Okay.
Would Florence Pugh fall into the Pugh? I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. The one from Midsummer, the chick from Midsummer.
She's great.
She's good.
Yeah,
she's good, but she's only done. I think she's only done that one. She hasn't really done anything horror related. She's going to be in the Black Widow movie that's coming up. Yeah, but I really can't count her yet because he's only done one horror movie.
That's the thing is, there's so many where they've had one really good performance in one role, like Heather Langenkamp and Sigourney Weaver, of course. The one iconic role like Neve Campbell, but she outside of that, she hasn't really done it.
Yeah, like most people will pick her as the final girl, but outside of Scream and this Craft, she really hasn't done that much. I don't know about Emma Roberts. She's mostly she's more known for American Horror Story than anything else, Zach.
Yeah.
She was in she's most known for that Scream Queen TV show that came on for 2 years in American Horror Story. She really hasn't done any horror movies in that come out in the theaters. But I understand your point.
Was she in Scream 4? Was she Sydney's cousin in Scream 4?
Yeah, she was in Scream 4, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. She was Sydney's cousin. Now, what horror movies are you looking forward to see in 2021? Go ahead, Jen.
Well, Saint Maud is one that I am really, really, really looking forward to. That's a one. I'm also really looking forward to. They say the Collect Third is going to be out. Terrifier 2
Ooh,
is going to
yeah.
be out. I'm looking forward to those two a lot. There was another movie called Run, Sweetheart, Run that I just heard about that sounds really good. It's supposed to be a commentary on toxic masculinity, and that sounds good. Also Halloween Kills, of course. I'm also really looking forward to Candyman.
You
Christian.
and I have the same opinion about that, Christian. I mean,
I think everybody here is.
who
Well,
isn't
almost
looking
everybody.
forward to Halloween?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are some of mine. Almost
Right.
everybody here is really excited for Halloween Kills. Almost.
All right, Christian, what are you looking for horror pictures coming out in 2021?
Basically the same ones I said when we did this last January. Antlers looks really promising. That's coming out in February. Looks to be really promising. Saw, I'm hoping Spiral will be kind of interesting. Could suck, might be interesting. Candyman looks pretty interesting. I'm very cautious about it for some reason, but I think if it strikes the landing, Candyman will be really damn good. That's about it. Not much. Pretty much everything that's come out last year. The same thing that was going to come out last year. And
Not Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills cannot come out ever, and I will be fine.
All right, Marty.
Damn you.
Being a big creature feature fan, Antlers and A Quiet Place too. Particularly, I love Cillian Murphy as a fellow countryman. He's fantastic in everything he does. So I'm going to be interested to see how he adds to the Quiet Place universe. So they're the two I'm reading. And Halloween Kills. Although I would really love if they had brought, just for shits and giggles, bring Paul Rudd back as fucking Tommy Doyle.
Why not?
Yeah,
why not?
Instead, we're getting Captain fucking Breakfast Club. What's the guy's name again?
Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so excited for him.
Bring Buster Rhymes back.
Oh, shut up. You don't get a say.
Christian, I will make you eat that fucking hat if they bring fucking Buster Rhymes back, okay?
I'll hold him down
Return
for you.
of Dangertainment.
Yes, I want that.
Oh, and Wrong Turn. Wrong Turn. I'm looking forward to the reboot of Wrong Turn.
Yeah, that looks fun.
I know. Did y'all guys see? There's a trailer. I was going to do a trailer reaction video. There's a horror movie coming out called Butchers.
Yes, that looks really good.
That looks similar to Wrong Turn. That looks pretty good. I actually saw that the other day. I said, "Oh man, I gotta do a trailer reaction for that one." So if I could find it, hopefully I won't. I have to put it up on Monday because I definitely got a trailer reaction for that. But all right, go ahead, Sean. What are you expecting to come out? We're excited to see in 2021.
Pretty much the same ones that Jen said. Obviously, Halloween Kills. Although I'm really tired of waiting, but
Do I have to wait?
It's like, what if it sucks? You know, I don't know. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to it.
What do you say, Christian?
I would. If everybody hates this movie, I am gonna laugh my ass off.
He is the Randy Quaid. You know, in Major League 2, that character Randy Quaid played, he is the Randy Quaid of the horror community. He is just trying to bring everyone's excitement down. Boo.
No, I just don't care. The only way you can make Halloween Kills interesting to me is if the ending of the film is Tom Adkins coming back and blowing Michael's head off. Or like, everybody's dead. Laurie Strode is dead. All of her daughters are dead. Tom Adkins is back. And we're going to do a Halloween 3 sequel next.
Christian, what if it turns out the entire town of Haddonfield are all robots?
That'd be amazing.
Tom Atkins is like, damn! I thought I stopped this shit.
Yeah, no, I legit, end of the movie, everybody's dead. Michael's won. And then he looks to a TV and the Silver Shamrock theme plays up. We cut to the back of his mask and it has the Silver Shamrock logo. His head explodes. And then we just do a Halloween 3 sequel
That's
for the
pretty
next
funny,
movie.
actually. That'd be good.
That's how Halloween ends. It's just Halloween 3 Part 2.
Michael's mask was Silver Shamrock the whole time.
Yep.
What's up, Cody? Say hi to Cody, everyone.
That's all I want.
Hey, Cody.
But yeah, I was gonna say, Terrifier 2, definitely looking forward to that, and Quiet Place 2, definitely.
Okay, for me, obviously, Candyman. I finally can't wait for that to come out. Don't Breathe 2. Just
Yeah,
saw a
that's
trailer for that. That's gonna
Ooh,
be pretty
nice.
interesting.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, obviously, A Quiet Place 2. Definitely looking forward for that.
Meh.
And of course, I'm a Conjuring fan, so The Conjuring, The Devil Make Me Do It. I'm definitely looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
Yeah.
And let's see, and of course, Spiral. Although I'm kind of a bit hesitant but since we've gotten comedic right, people who've been in comedy have done a pretty good job in horror. With John Krasinski with A Quiet Place, and David
True.
McBride with Halloween 2018. So I'm interested to see how Chris Rock can incorporate Saw in this movie called Spiral. So hopefully he continues this trend of people in comedy doing horror films. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele, was a comedian, right?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, yeah, what you call him? Let's see. Why a reboot? Why not move forward with the story? I think we had enough with the story that Paul W.S. Anderson did with the Resident Evil series. I'm pretty sure, Marty, you understand that it's like it's time to actually try to do something with the source material. So, but I don't know why. I mean, it's like that's what Hollywood does: reboots, remakes, reimaginings.
They're busy fucking up. Him and his missus are busy fucking up another video game franchise in Monster.
Yeah, I have not seen Monster Hunter yet. Although I've heard some bad reviews about it already.
It looks like trash.
I think the best video game adaptation is Sonic the Hedgehog.
I still need to see
It
that.
is actually.
I've not seen Sonic the Hedgehog, but everyone says they loved it. Yeah.
Jim Carrey was having fun. He was having a lot of fun.
And
It's fun. It doesn't.
It scared me because when they first put out the poster of Sonic the Hedgehog and how terrible he looked.
Oh,
Yeah,
he looked like fucking. He looked like David Cronenberg had fucked the Sega Mega Drive.
Hell yeah.
That was terrifying.
Teeth, just teeth everywhere. Ah.
I said, "What?" I'm like, "What the hell?" Sonic don't look that. That Sonic don't look like that.
Put him back in the oven. He ain't fucking done yet.
Exactly.
I said, "Did they make a mistake? I know they're not finished with that because he looks terrible."
I think it scared children, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
Apparently, like a theater of children screamed when that showed up. That's what made the studio like, we need to change this.
So obviously, I've seen Christian and Jen's number one horror films for 2021. But just to repeat that, because I don't know if Sean and Marty saw your video, so just repeat, what were your number one horror films for 2020?
Mine was Mom, Mothers of Monsters. It is on Amazon Prime, and I strongly recommend anyone out there who has not seen it. It is brilliant filmmaking. This is a lower budgeted film, but oh my God, such genius, and the writing is just brilliant. And anybody who has dealt with any sort of mental illness, it asks a lot of hard questions, and it doesn't give any right or wrong answers, but it makes you ask a lot of hard questions. It really resonated with me, and if you think, oh, that sounds great, Jen, but a little too, but the ending, I mean, that's where we get the horror. That last act, oh man. It's brutal as fuck. I'm gonna say it. It's brutal as fuck. And if you're a parent, it's even gonna hit you harder.
Oh yeah, that was on my top. It wasn't my number one, but it was on my top.
Your number 3, wasn't it? It was like your number 3.
Yeah, it was number 3. Yes, my number 3. Yes, yeah. It was a very intense film. Definitely that ending was, ooh, boy. I won't say
any darker, and damn, it did.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right, Christian, what was your number one horror film?
My number one horror film of last year was a movie that was not very good. I will freely admit that. It probably should have been like Possessor or something, but my number one was a film called Bit, which was a vampire comedy that was very low budget, had pretty mediocre acting, wasn't shot that well, had a lot of writing problems, but for some reason it really resonated with me and connected with me. It means a lot to me. I love the hell out of that movie. I will freely admit, though, that movie's kind of trash.
I actually like the fact I haven't seen it, but I actually like the fact that I believe the main character was transgender.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like how the movie handles it really damn well. They don't at all bring it up besides a couple lines that sort of hint at it, and I like it. It works really well. It fits the movie really well. Yeah, no, I like it. Also, it was just cool to see Bill Paxton's kid be in a vampire movie. As a massive Near Dark fan, that was cool.
Nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
All right, Marty. What was your number one horror movie of 2020?
The thing is, I don't know if it came out in 2020, but I've been fleeting watching, kind of trying to open up my horizons, watching stuff. But I really enjoyed Peninsula. I don't know if it came out last year.
No, it came out last year.
Cool. So yeah, no, Peninsula.
Yeah, it came out towards the end of the
I
year.
still need to see it.
I will warn people, if you're expecting a sequel to Train to Busan, you're not going to get it. This is not this is set in the same universe, but it's not a sequel. It's a sequel in essence that Alien is to Aliens. Alien is suspense and terror. This is action. The big draw for me is because I am a big fan of John Carpenter's Escape from New York. And this is Escape from New York with zombies. That
sounds amazing. I still need to watch that.
It's fun. They do go a bit giddy with the digital effects on the vehicle chases, but by and large, it's a fun movie. It's very kind of white knuckle, breakneck kind of action. But it is not. I repeat, it is not Train to Busan 2. So do not go in thinking it will be that. But it is a fun kind of throwback to the likes of Escape from New York and Aliens and even Dog Soldiers. If you like that, it's that kind of movie.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I thought. Well, I kind of enjoyed Peninsula. I thought at times it was a bit cartoonish.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was. I thought it was cartoonish, but I do get the Escape from New York vibes from it. It's just with instead of criminals, you get zombies.
Yeah, it's cool to watch.
Well, I love Escape from New York.
All right, Sean. What was your number one horror movie of 2020?
I didn't see a whole lot of horror movies in 2020, to be honest. It's hard to keep up. But I'll say Invisible Man. I thought it was excellent. Modern, sleek telling of a classic story. Oh, it's really well done and scary, and Elizabeth Moss' performance was just Oscar worthy. She carries the whole movie. Had some cool effects too, like the scene in the restaurant. That was crazy.
It was fun.
I enjoyed it, but I kind of started. I was laughing in my head. I was like, between this and A Handmaid's Tale, does Elizabeth Moss have any fucking luck with men? It's like, what the?
Yeah, huh? Didn't think of that.
Did anyone see The Dead Ones?
I meant to. I didn't though.
Yeah, because somebody in the chat, this is half cheater Will View said The Dead Ones, but I haven't seen that one. Jason says so. I haven't seen The Dead Ones.
I need to check it out still.
Yeah, I need to check it out. Zachary Hape said Peninsula was like a video game cutscene.
Again, I think the main problem is people going thinking, "Oh, cool, this is Train to Busan 2." I reiterate my point. It is not a direct sequel. It's set in the same universe, but you're not going to get the suspense and terror of the first movie.
No. Of course, everyone should know what my number one horror film is because I know Jenna Creasy they saw it was obviously The Invisible Man. Very good, different take on the H.G. Wells novel, and of course, different take. I think one of the great things I love about the movie is how they do the invisibility, which is totally different how they did it in The Invisible Man,
Yeah.
the original,
I like
and
that.
of course, Hollow Man. Because I like that aspect, but I like they decided to go into a more scientific way or a technology way to make how they make him invisible, as opposed to what they did with Hollow Man and the original Invisible Man. Of course, Elizabeth Moss did a fantastic job. I liked all the characters. Yeah, so that's the reason why I truly love the Invisible Man. I think I don't know if y'all guys seen it, The Rental. If y'all guys seen it,
Was okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
I liked it. I liked it.
It was okay.
I liked it.
You liked
Someone didn't like it. If
It's
he's
not-
gonna be honest,
It's not that I didn't like it. It's just that I didn't like it
He
to
didn't
most
like
other
it.
people's extent.
He did. You should acknowledge it.
No, I didn't like Becky. It was okay. The Rental was okay. There's a difference.
Hey, Christian, do you like anything, or are you? Just
No, I hate everything. It's all a farce. I don't even my number one. I do have a lot of problems with my number one, huh? Yeah.
You're seeing through him.
Damn it, you figured me out, Marty.
Why is your number one trash? Because it represents 2020.
You know,
That's
that
a
too.
good way.
Yeah, because some people, and I won't spoil it here, some people didn't like how the third act of The Rentals was, but I think for me
That
it
was
was
the best
just I
part of
like
the
all
movie.
the characters in The Rental, because for me I actually started caring for the characters, and then when that third act happened, it's like wow.
Yeah,
That
me
was
too.
not
That's where it really sold me. Was
Yeah.
the third act.
Yeah,
third
I
act
was
is the
not
best part of the
expecting.
movie.
I wasn't expecting the story to go there.
Hmm. It was a nice surprise.
Yeah, no, third act. It's the other two parts of the movie that I have a little bit of issues with. Third act of the movie's best part of the film. If it was a little bit more like that, I would have probably liked it a lot more.
Don't
That's
get on
probably
me,
listening.
Monty's train, you hater.
Okay.
That's probably because you didn't like that. You probably didn't like the characters.
I didn't like the characters, no.
Okay, all right, Marty. What was your worst horror movie of 2020?
Christ. Trying to think. They're again. I watched a lot, and I didn't really hate any of them. One I enjoyed that I thought was absolute shite. Velocipaster. I have to. I don't even know if that's 2020. I think it's 2020. Is it?
What movie?
Velocipaster.
Velocipaster. That was last
Oh,
year, I think.
Velocipaster.
So that was again. I liked it, but I was like, okay, someone saw Wolf Cop and said, "Let me fucking give this a go," and then they were like, "You know what? Popular Wolf Cop, Jurassic Park. Let's meld them together." I'm like, oh my god, this is a beautiful fucking shit in a toilet.
Train wreck.
Yep.
I enjoyed it, but I think it was the worst fucking piece of shit to come out of 2020.
I can understand that.
Oh man. All right, Sean. What was your worst horror picture of 2020?
Well, I watched this one on Amazon Prime. Which my friend has. Called. It wasn't that bad actually. It was kind of fun, but it was not great. It was pretty low budget. It's called Penance Lane.
Oh
With
no!
Tyler Mean and Scout Taylor Compton from the Halloween.
Oh
remake that.
no, Sean!
It was like it was a wicked ripoff of The Hills Have Eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like the hills.
John Schneider's in there camping it up like hardcore. It's definitely campy and cheesy. Bloody though.
Yeah, it's fun. It's not good, but it's fun.
All right, Jen and Christian, going to have to retell Marty and Sean what was your worst horror movies of 2020.
Cool.
See,
Okay. No,
ours
let me-
automatically wins because you guys
No.
all have endings.
Oh,
Ours doesn't.
Wait. I
Doesn't
got
even
you
have
can
it.
tell
Yeah,
that one,
but-
but I've got a story time for you guys.
Oh no, what is? I
So-
don't know what this story is.
So Jen always is a procrastinator. Like the movies that I think are going to be bad, I always tell Christian, we'll do them right before we have to do the worst and best list. We'll just do them. And I was bitching at Christian and going, I don't want to watch The Grudge, Sparky. I don't want to watch The Grudge. And then we noticed our good friend Monty G had put his worst list up, and we were watching it. And then you hit one of your movies, and we're like, oh shit, that came out this year. Fuck! And that is Brahms to the Boy. Oh my god! So not only did I have to watch The Grudge, I had to see that piece of shit.
I still hate you for it, Monty.
I don't hate you for it, Monty. It was just like we just looked at each other like, oh shit, that exists. God damn it.
That's notoriously bad.
Hi, Daryl. Hey, Meat Hook.
Hi, Mr. Meat
What's up, Daryl?
Hey,
Yeah.
I tried to warn you guys.
What's up, Ben?
Yo, Ben.
I mean, I reviewed that picture.
We just forgot. You know how you blank it out sometimes? I think just blanked it.
I thought it was.
Removed it from your mind.
We did.
I confused it with the Gallows Part 2. I thought they came out the same week. It would in November last year. No.
And this is Jen watching the movie. I kept telling Christian, I know our lead actress. Who the hell is our lead actress? And then I'm like, oh shit, Christian, is that Katie Holmes? I think that's Katie Holmes. Stop the movie,
It was,
Christian.
right?
Fuck, it's Katie Holmes.
That was the biggest investment she had throughout the whole film was whether or not her lead was Katie Holmes.
When you know that's your big investment, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that, Monty. So we're real thorough. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
I'm like,
Brand.
why is Christy cursing me out? I realized.
I bet she'll never talk about that movie again.
What was your worst movie?
I mean, the actual worst movie of the year, factually, because it doesn't have an ending, is The Turning.
No, it doesn't have an ending.
It doesn't end. It just stops for no reason.
Unless you like people laying in pools.
It is the worst haunted house movie I think I have ever seen in my life. I hate The Haunting remake more than it, but I will acknowledge that's a better movie.
It has an ending.
That has an ending.
was it
That's a
just
bad
going to be
movie.
clever and avant-garde and stuff by leaving this kind of open ending, or it was just it didn't know what the fuck.
There was just no ending.
It doesn't know what it...
I don't know what they were trying to do with the guy. It's like
I don't either.
we can't explain it.
No, I don't.
That's
Wait,
not
it
good.
has an alternate ending, Ben. Oh my god, I need to see that. Does it explain anything better?
Yeah, Ben, does it explain it better than what they actually
I
put
won't
on?
buy the Blu-ray of that, but
Theaters?
is it better? Yeah, no, and just everything else, everything about that movie fails so horribly because
It's also pretty boring.
It's really boring, and it does everything wrong with haunted house films. We'll have our character. Oh, I'm crazy. I must be insane. There can't be ghosts. Even though for most of the movie she hasn't seen anything paranormal at all. It's only the audience that's seen the paranormal shit. It's just so lazy. There's no effort put into it.
And what makes it so bad is that you actually get a good performance by Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah, she's real good.
Mackenzie
That
Davis
kinda makes
and the little girl, Brooklyn Prince. I think that's what her name.
Mhm.
You know, and again, you got Freeland from Stranger Things. He's okay in the film, but it's like, what the hell are you guys? And the apparitions are terrible. It relies on cheap jump scares, and it's like, oh god.
It's one, and you ask anybody who's seen that movie, when we get to try to explain the ending to you, we can't.
We had a family member who watched it on cable, and then a couple days later, they came and asked us, "Why didn't it end? What was that about?" It doesn't. It just stops. Good night, Jason.
Night, Jason.
Good night, Jason.
Night, Jason.
Oh,
What's up,
man.
Cheetah? Have Cheetah.
Yo,
Yeah.
Cheetah.
Ichida.
All right. Obviously, everyone knows my number one bad horror movie last year was Brahms the Boy. The first thing is that they decided to change the continuity whatsoever from the first one. Now, I really wasn't a fan of the Boy.
No,
but I did like that I did like the twist at the end.
Yeah.
I said, well, at least that's invented. I'll give them credit for that. And I love Lauren. I thought Lauren Cohen was good in the film, but then they decided to change the whole aspect whatsoever. And of course, the whole movie's boring. Nothing really happens at all.
Nope.
You got this kid. Something bad happens to him and his mother. Then he can't speak, and they go moving to where, and he's at before, and they find a porcelain doll, and then. Poor Katie Holmes. I mean, how far she's fallen since Batman Begins.
I'd say she probably finds it hard to get work as well because herself and Tom Cruise ended things very badly, didn't they? Like with Scientology and everything. So it's probably like she probably has to fucking eke out a meager living on shitty movies. Because you got Tom Cruise saying, "Hey, don't hire her. She didn't eat her placenta and like create the fucking whatever fucking sci-fi author is in charge of the religion."
What
was that one she did? Don't knock twice or don't knock on my door.
Oh no!
No, I think that's Katie Sackhoff.
Is that?
No,
there
she
is
was
one.
in one.
Greg, it was Del Toro.
It was like a ghost movie.
Yeah. There were these little pixie kind of people.
Yeah, the little creatures. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
Don't
Be Afraid of the Dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark is the remake of it. Yeah, she was in that one.
Yeah.
It was that. It was interesting. I like how
like that actually.
Wasn't bad.
it wasn't bad, But I grew up watching the original, so I thought, the original it was which was a ABC TV movie. It came out during the 70s.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, somebody in the chat wanted us to talk about Scream 5.
Oh, interesting.
Can't wait.
I'm curious. I mean, what else can you do at this point that would make it?
Fingers crossed.
It's got the whole.
Killed in this movie.
Not ready for Scream 5, Christian.
I don't care about I don't care about Scream in general.
This
so
is a Wes
no.
Craven household, Sparky.
I love Wes Craven, but I don't like the Scream movies whatsoever. So no, I don't care about Scream 5.
Damn.
He's just a malcontent tonight.
Apparently.
I'll definitely give it a watch. Definitely. I'm kind of excited they got the whole cast back.
It is cool.
But I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm curious what they'll do that's any different.
And I said this before, and I'll say it again. I don't know what more can you do with Sydney, Dewey, and Gail. What more can you do with these characters? That has
kill
already
them off. That would be.
Dewey has to go at this stage. The law of averages say that fucker has to die.
They can go to space.
They have to knock off one of the main people.
They do.
Come on.
Or just kill all of them because they're all unlikable assholes and give us a whole new cast.
You don't even like Sydney?
No, I don't
do
like
a
Sydney.
job, and it turns out Jamie
Girl
Kennedy was
ever.
writing the script. It turns out Jamie Kennedy's character was just writing the script, and the last 4 fucking movies was just Jamie Kennedy's script.
There you go.
He's still alive and he's the killer.
The blogs official wants to know what of our outlooks of the upcoming Hellraiser series. I didn't know there was a Hellraiser series coming out.
Yeah,
There's rumblings about it. Yeah.
They've
HBO,
been
I
talking
believe, is
about it
supposed to
for a
do
while.
Yeah.
I know. Last I heard about it, it was supposed to be in some type of development, but I haven't heard anything more about it.
if it's done right, it is
Barker. Well, that's the weird thing because I think I read an article today saying Clive Barker like yesterday filed for like a lawsuit to try to get the rights to Pinhead back from Dimension, I believe. So I think I read that today. So I mean, definitely they could do something.
I think it would
I'd
be
be down
interesting
for it.
if he was like heavily involved.
Yeah, I'd be a lot more excited.
Yeah, if
Mhm.
Clive
Yeah,
Barker's
he's
heavily involved, I'm
definitely
very
have to be involved in something because that's his story. Let's see,
And Doug Bradley.
Hugo Max, what would you guys say is one of your most unique horror kills you ever seen?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'll have to think on that.
Yeah, I have to think about it. That is
Me off
interesting.
guard there.
Yeah, you caught us off guard there, Kiko Max.
Sinister has a really great one with the drowning.
The pool scene in Sinister.
Yeah, that one always gives me. That one makes the back of my hairs kind of. I have a fear of not being able to breathe, so that one really just kind of. Yeah. I don't know if it's the most unique, but it's one that's memorable.
I'm gonna go with the cat segment from Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. The kill in that's pretty good because it's just a cat shoving itself down a hitman's throat and smothering him. So that's pretty memorable and unique.
Yeah, that I would say that's unique.
A good one.
Yeah.
How about all right, I'll go with City of the Living Dead, the girl vomiting up her intestines. And
That one's good too, yeah.
Terrifier.
It's pretty
Oh,
freaking
God.
sick.
Terrifier, the scene.
The scene in Terrifier, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
You can't get anything unique than that scene.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Terrifier. Locking it in.
Yeah, that was a pretty gross scene. The cleaving at the end of Bonehall Tomahawk.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good kill.
Yes. You ever seen that one, Sean?
No, I haven't. I've heard a lot of good things though. So that's like a kind of a horror western.
Cannibals versus Cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not Cowboys versus Aliens. I think it was Cowboys and Aliens.
That movie's
so
not
bad.
that bad.
I kind of get some joy. I mean, it's like I know it's cliche and it has some bad CGI effects on it, but I still found it entertaining.
It's
Cowboys
versus
it was
Aliens.
John
What do you
Favreau.
expect? It's just a dumb, fun movie. It's not trying to be anything more.
I can't do
it. I'm with you, Sean.
I'll just wait to see if anybody else in the chat has something to talk about.
One of my favorite kind of unique kills would be in Evil Dead 2, where Danny Hick's character is pulled into the cellar, and your one is still holding the legs, and there's thorns. And I was thinking the whole time, why is she still holding the fucking legs? The dude's a Spoody at this stage. Let go of the legs.
And the blood whoosh, like clouds. Like gallons and gallons of blood.
Oh yeah, if y'all still have not seen it, y'all definitely have to see Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight.
It's good.
Definitely had to see that one. It's because it's playing on Netflix right now. I think it's still playing on Netflix.
I think so.
Oh, I might have to check that out.
So yeah.
Guys, do you hear about the Alien series that's coming to FX?
What?
Yeah.
Heard it?
Yeah, TV show, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm a bit perturbed because the slogan is in the not so distant future on Earth, aliens emerge, and it's like,
Not so distant.
Are they supposed to be coming to Earth? If I remember that correctly.
Yeah, and in not so distant future. So I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Are they disregarding all the movies? Or are they going to be picking up the AVP continuity? Is it going to be like, oh fuck, someone dug up that pyramid again?
What? I don't know about that.
And then aren't we supposed to also get Child's Play this year? the series.
The Charles. Oh yeah, Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be coming out
Is
this
that
year.
still happening?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
that's
that.
Yes.
I'll check it out.
Wait, we're getting a new I Know What You Did Last Summer show? Why? How would you do that?
Oh, come on.
Why? What?
There are no new ideas. That's the sad fact.
3 movies wasn't enough.
How do you turn that into a TV show?
Uh,
And also, they
One
already
movie
did that.
was
It was
enough.
called
That was it.
American Horror Story 1984.
Has anyone seen the new version of The Stand yet?
No,
I want to.
I don't care.
I want to. I haven't yet.
Yeah, I've
you?
seen the first. I've seen the first 3 episodes. As a matter of fact, I'm doing a recap of it. It's interesting. It looks like they're sticking close to the source material. They really haven't changed anything. I mean, if you've seen the '94, series, you know it's basically that. It's just set in modern times, but they're just telling it in a different way. And
Is
so,
it better than the series, or is it better, worse?
well, they're airing every new episode every Thursday. So, like I said, it's up to episode 3 already. So I really can't tell whether it's going to be better or not. But no, but since it's on CBS All Access, they can actually. I'll say this: the people who are suffering from Captain Trips, it's gross. It's
Okay.
It's
I'll
good.
check it out. I've been wanting to check it out.
Don't care.
Monty, I especially like what happens to Nick, the victim's neck.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Is
That's
that
what I
on
said.
like Netflix or?
No, it's on CBS All Access.
I put it the same. Like it has flaws, but it like there's some things I'm not too gone on. Like certain characters I think are really underdeveloped. But then again, you could say the same for the '94 series. But then again, it's a mini series from the '90s. But well, how many episodes are left, Monty? 2, 3?
They're doing 9, and then Stephen King said that he's actually going to do a 10th episode because neither in the first book or in the expanded book he never actually put in what happens to the survivors after the events in Las Vegas.
That's in the
So
expanded,
that's
I
what he's
think.
going to do for this series. It's the first time that he's doing something. I think he strictly wrote this whole story on his own. So that's basically he's going to do after, because it's 9 episodes, and then you're going to have an extra 10th episode as what happened to all the characters after the events happened in Vegas.
Like an epilogue, like an epilogue episode.
Yeah, like an epilogue. Yes.
I'm gonna check it out, Monty. I'm gonna check it out, guys.
Believe it or not, I've never seen any version of it.
It's
Did you ever read the book?
No, I haven't read that one.
The book's my favorite. One of his best works, I think.
it's a fun book.
Yeah, that's one I think it's one of the few books I have not read of Stephen King, so I can't compare. Because as for me, it is his favorite book for me.
I like The Stand a lot. It's not my favorite, but I like it a lot.
Cool.
You could see yourself how you'd try and survive in the characters in the book. You could see, instead of fucking going all Rambo and doing all this shit, you could see yourself doing some of the stuff the survivors do in the novel. And I think that's a really good sign of storytelling.
I don't know if this was the best or worst year to put this out, though. I guess it depends on your perspective.
Yeah.
About a pandemic taking out everybody. I
An
don't know.
airborne pathogen pandemic.
Yeah.
Close to home, awful close to home there.
Yeah, like Marty, I'm pretty sure you saw in the first episode. There's a scene there where that kind of reflects of what's going on here, and no one's wearing mask.
It is. I like it. If you don't put it out, and you try and release it down the road, people are just going to be disgusted with it anyway. But so you might as well put it out while the iron's hot. I mean, what was it? Outbreak and Contagion on Netflix were the most highest viewed fucking movies of 2020 on Netflix, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, I wonder
So
why.
there's a morbid curiosity there, like, you know.
And I actually love Outbreak. You know, I thought Outbreak was good.
Yeah.
God damn,
Was good.
monkey.
That's the one with Dustin Hoffman and
Yeah, Dustin
Morgan
Hoffman.
Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, very good movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Yeah.
I think that was Cuba Gooding Jr.'s first feature film as
Yeah.
well.
I think.
Ah,
I think so. It's been a while since I've seen Outbreak.
I think you're right.
All right, my horror fans, I think we've now come to conclusion for this episode here. I want to thank Marty for becoming us and joining us. He will be a great addition to the stream. And of course, we will all see the Horror Corner. Sean Patrick version along with Jen and Christian and baby Christian.
We exist.
And maybe we'll actually find some movies that actually Christian agrees with everyone else with.
I doubt
I was
it.
hoping.
I doubt it.
All right, so
Great job, Marty. Great job.
Very great.
Thank
job.
you.
Great having you on.
One of us.
I was rambling.
Scoop of garbage.
See, Sean, we definitely got to get a patent of your the Horror Corner. We definitely got to get a patent of that.
Yeah.
Trademark it, dude. Don't be letting these other imitators try and take it.
Little TM next to it.
Exactly.
TM next to it.
Every time you do that,
If you ever open up a merch,
Someone tries to say you can't say that.
you ever get a merch open up, Sean, you definitely got to get you with this and the Horror
I've
Corner.
been
would buy
thinking of
that
doing
shirt.
something like that, a T-shirt.
I
oh,
would
oh
buy
my
that
god.
shirt.
You could have your body and your arm superimposed into the statue of the David. And he's just
That's
like,
amazing.
I
Yes.
love that idea.
That's a great idea.
That's awesome.
I would super wear that.
I would too.
So would I.
Very cool.
Okay. I want to thank everybody in the chat for joining us today. And like we always say, horror rules.
It's
Or
okay.
tune in and stay tuned.
We're voting Christian off next time. Send
This
in
will
your-
be my last stream ever because I will be murdered after this stream for saying like Jamie Lee Curtis isn't that great. Good night,
Ah.
everyone, and goodbye.
Oh, now it's that she's not that great now, huh?
Oh, man.
She's okay.
First, you just said
Overrated.
she wasn't
She's
the
okay.
greatest screen queen. Now you're saying she's not that great.
We need to fire
Damn
him,
it, you're
Sean.
looking into my subtext.
why do I think
Damn
this
it.
scene is going to be used in a murder inquiry, just like as evidence or something?
It can be an accident.
All right, horror fans, please enjoy 2021 and please stay safe out there. Vaccines are coming, but still gotta stay safe out there as we get back to normal things. So I'll see y'all. We see y'all guys later, and have a
Stay
good
safe, everybody.
Be safe,
and
guys.
have a good and merry
Have a
New
good-
Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy 21.
Happy 2020.